Hi, I'm sure you've noticed that most things are imported tens of thousands of kilometers, for example from China. The main factor that makes this possible is the low cost of shipping. Well, the low cost of shipping is due to an invention you probably never thought was important. It is the shipping container. In the early 20th century, the shipping process looked something like this. First, a product was made. For example, pots. The pots were loaded into boxes onto a truck, which took them from the factory to the port. But if the port was too far away, they were transported by train. That is, the truck took them to a station where they had to be unloaded box by box, and then box by box they had to be loaded onto the train. At the port, each box was unloaded by hand and waited for the ship to arrive. When the ship arrived, box by box was reloaded onto the truck, which took the pots from the warehouse to the ship. There again, each box was transferred to the ship. Then the ship sailed away, arrived at its destination, and the whole process was repeated in the reverse order. The entirely wrong way. It was extremely time-consuming. Just the part when they loaded the goods onto the ship usually took over a week. Secondly, there was a lot of stealing going on everywhere as the goods were just in boxes, barrels, bags, etc. The system clearly needed improvement. Well, a gentleman by the name of Malcolm McLean took care of that. Malcolm McLean was an ordinary American boy from a small backwater town in North Carolina. In 1934, when he was 20 years old, he founded a company, bought a second-hand truck, and started to transport goods. 3 years later, on a routine drive to the port, he watched the workers working, and what a terrible waste of time and money it was, and thought surely it could be done better. In 1950, having already grown his company from 1 to 1750 trucks, he sold everything and decided to solve the shipping problem. His solution was something like this. Instead of shipping everything in little boxes, let's put those boxes in one big box. A revolution in transport. McLean bought an oil tanker which he modified to fit his containers, and his system worked. In short, his shipping container became standardized everywhere in the world because everyone immediately understood it was genius. The dimensions that are used everywhere in the world were determined, which ensured that one container fits on a ship in China, a train in England, and a truck in the United States. All the ports in the major cities have started to adapt their facilities to the use of containers. Cranes, forklifts, trucks, rail cars, and especially ships adapted to containers began to be developed. Currently, the largest ship, the OCL Hong Kong, can transport 21,000 containers at a time. Containers can be stacked on top of each other, allowing maximum space utilization. Goods no longer need to be unloaded and loaded 100 times. Simply move the entire container, which is closed and will only open at the final destination, eliminating the possibility of theft. The cost of loading 1 ton of goods before containers were used was $5.86. Today, thanks to cranes that simply load all the goods in a few hours, it is 16 cents per 1 ton. And it's all thanks to Malcolm McLean. That's all from today's video. Let me know in the comments section what you would like to see in the next video. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it will help me a lot. See you in the next video.